Hello and welcome. My name is Esther. I'm an artist, spiritualist, and a healer. And a part of my work in how I help the collective is to do these guided messages. And today I just felt this calling in what you need to know to find your divinity within. So you may not fully see all of the cards just because I'm showing more of my face rather than the spread. So we're just going to choose 3 from this beautiful deck of your Divinity Oracle. And we're going to get some spiritual messages from the animal spirits. And then we'll also close off with the Light Seers deck, just for clarity on the messages. Perfect. All right. Beautiful. So first and foremost, you got beloved body. So beloved body is really about the receiving. And it's also about the metamorphosis, right? So that's your first message for finding and reattaining, coming home to your divinity within. Because the energies are so intensified, so polarized, and especially if you are a highly sensitive or a light worker in general, you will feel this so much more on a grander scale, and you may even be taking on energies that are not even yours. So this is a vital time to really come back into that inward call of reconnecting to your divinity. The second oracle message that you got is, no one could ever forget how well she listened in the right way, heart. So forgiveness. This is both forgiveness of self and others. So quite resonance to honestly an ego death and a true transformation journey, right? Because when forgiveness is one of those elements that is so important, and it is truly for you, because the forgiveness is really to free you so that you're no longer giving your energy to something that is holding power over you, and you're no longer allowing yourself to remain in the wounding of it. And that's where you're coming back into that heart center. So you may have found a lot of change in this year, a lot of change in your environments or relationships or work or locations or health or social circles. I mean, it can take any form, and it can also sometimes show up in multiple forms. There may be multiple changes that you're facing. And also the other oracle was a flare for coming back. So again, another forgiveness. This is so interesting because both of these relate to forgiveness. So this is really to come home to the self, because this may be also where a little bit of inward recognition is required as well. Maybe where you can forgive yourself either for remaining in environments that maybe were never a match for who you are authentically, or it could be forgiveness of self in different ways that you feel were not the greatest in life. And that's why to understand the shadow and to do the understanding of creating those changes of the inner work is so vital. And this year is truly that call for humanity of the inner work. So not an easy year. However, within it holds a lot of magic and opportunity for new growth and for a new life, for more of an alignment, for more of destined elements to come in, as well as very much a karmic year. So it is very much a free will game at this point. It is the willingness of each individual to allow themselves to truly pay attention to where are things becoming unaligned or harder or more chaotic, and to then reattain your focus to shift elsewhere. Because the universe, your guides, your guardians, they're all directing you into your true north. They're all directing you to where you need to wake up, or where you need to shift, or where you need to heal, or where you need to overcome, or find the resilience or the strength, or just the inner self-worth, as well as, yeah, that was a confirmation, as well as the inner autonomy. So it's about re-attaining the value of yourself, because with inner work and healing, it ultimately changes the external environment, and it ultimately changes many different crumblings that inevitably, if they're no longer a match as you grow and rise, then they will inevitably fall away. So you may have been through quite a hard time. So I'm sending you a lot of love, because with these messages coming through, collective, it's very much about honoring your body, honoring your vessel. What are you feeding your mind? What are you nourishing your body with, right? And this inward forgiveness, this deep forgiveness of what was. And so you are most likely in an evolving element where you have shifted, your consciousness is expanded, your understanding and curiosity and synchronicities in the spiritual realms or with your own natural innate gifts have expanded. And thus, there is also a grieving and a letting go of what was, and a dying to the self, right? It's a rebirth year, and it's an ego death year, and it's also about shedding the old skins and shedding elements unaligned or no longer for your highest good. And this is why it's such a healing year, both on a physical, mental, emotional, and soul spirit plane. So we'll get a little bit of information clarifiers on beloved body, please, Spirit. Thank you. Any advice on beloved body? Thank you. Beautiful. Okay. Sorry, one dropped here. And this is interesting. So with your beloved body, oh wow, this makes so much sense. First and foremost, the first one that popped out was actually the Eight of Wands. So we'll talk about this one first. So this is very much to do with the collaboration, right? And it's about retrusting. So especially if you're quite an empathetic person, sometimes you can tend to overgive or make yourself small to appease others or make them comfortable. Or over time, maybe when you really wanted to share your thoughts or your inspirations or your ideas, they were shut down at different points or undermined or dismissed, or people just may have thought it was weird, and that's okay. You're actually ahead of the curve, essentially. You are here to be a leader, and that is no easy role because it can feel lonely. And because of that, over time, you may have felt like you couldn't fully trust anyone, like nobody really fully saw you or appreciated you or knew you or honored you and respected you. And so the Eight of Wands coming out with the beloved body is really to say, this is where the transformation has happened. This is where, when you honor yourself, you reattain that inner self-worth and honor your vessel, honor your body, your soul, your spirit, your mind. You know, how are you moving your body? What are you feeding it? How are you doing the inner work that nobody sees behind the scenes? Because it's leading you to collaboration. It's leading you to divine partnership. And Spirit is saying, this is where you are now, as you trust yourself, you are now able to trust others. Because your throat chakra is cleared, right? Your willingness to speak your truth and to forge forth in what you know is aligned with whom you are and your soul's work in the world. That's where this newfound opportunist flow has come in. Brand new opportunities coming in, and brand new divine partnerships that you can truly trust, and partnerships, friendships, collaborations, work, all of that, where it is actually a connection of seeing you for you and honoring you for you and validating you for you, and where you will no longer feel like you constantly have to explain yourself or express your feelings, and having your feelings dismissed aside like nobody cares, nobody wants. You're now going to be with those who understand naturally and care about what you have to say and honor what you have to say and actually hear you. So this is an amazing transformation because it is truly like a rebirth. And rebirths are painful, and they are, quite frankly, rarely beautiful. They typically become quite messy because the more that you resist the letting go of what was, the letting go of the old, the more tumultuous and loud the obstacles or challenges will come your way, until you finally wake up and say, okay, I'm good. I'm going to let what was. I'm saying goodbye to the unaligned areas, even though it's scary, even though it's painful, even though it may break your heart, even though it may be really sad. It's necessary because you have to surrender to what is no longer for you. And you also have to honor those who are in a different way of what their life is, to honor them, honor the old elements, or just the elements that are on a different path. You know, no one in the world is the same, and that is a part of the magic of this planet. That is a part of the magic of this universe, is that we have contrast. And everything is our teacher, and we are also the student and the teacher at the same time, because you also got the mirror, right? Everyone is a divine mirror, and what a gift. And sometimes it can show up to be perceived as something very, very negative, but typically it's to strengthen you, it's to wake you up, it's to realign you to where you belong, because anything unaligned is only going to get more and more difficult. It's only going to cause more and more problems. Your being will feel uneasy. You may even feel uneasy. You may even doubt or feel insecure in yourself. If you feel doubtful or insecure or uncomfortable in yourself, being yourself around certain people, those are not your people. And that's okay. It's nothing wrong with them. It's nothing wrong with you. It's just not in alignment. And that's okay. So really listening to your body, really paying attention to those mirrors, and the mirrors within yourself, right? Both ways. What is your higher being trying to show you? And what are those around you trying to show you? Because even your team will sometimes show up in the voices of others. And sometimes the most magical things will happen just in the subtleties of the whispers of nature. That may be different animals that are giving you signs or symbols. That may be people that just say something to you, and even they're not fully conscious on why they said it, but you're like, oh my gosh, I needed to hear that more than ever. It's those little elements that are the reminders and the seeds that are just being placed for you to grow and spring, to guide your path into where you belong. So very, very special, because you also got Knight of Swords. So you've committed to this. This is clear. So you've clearly made a decision to answer the call, and you're making a break for it. Even if it's scary, even if it seems gloomy and gray, even if you're all alone, you've got spirit guiding you through the birds, through the winds of change. You're forging forth strong, steady, and fast towards your motorbike, solo, alone. But you're not alone. Spirit is with you. Your crossbow on the back, showing that you hold a sharp vision, a sharp intellect. You have foresight. You can see the path ahead, even if those around you cannot see it, nor can they understand it, and that's okay. It's not for them. So this is a very magical, brave, and courageous time of saying, well, I committed to this. It is clear that what was is no longer aligned. It is clear that now I hold this resilience, this courage, the strength within me to take the leap, to move forward, even if I cannot see all of the elements yet I trust it. This is truly a divine-led path, for it requires strength, stamina, it requires courage, and it requires faith. It requires the heart. It requires listening to the feeling body. Beloved body is your oracle with these messages, right? And then you've also got the Page of Wands. So complete liberation, right? Freedom. Look how free she is there with all this sunlight energy, this sacral energy, creativity, but also the yellow with knowing who you are, stepping into your authenticity, taking the masks off, saying, you know what? It's okay. I really don't care what people think anymore. That is fine because I know who I am, and I know my purpose holds immense value. And now I'm leading my life for me and not for anyone else, regardless of what people think, because your life is for you. This is complete liberation, freedom, passion. This is soul-led. Incredible. So we'll get a little oracle guidance from the animal oracles and see what comes out for beloved body final advice. Oh, you got a bunch. Okay. Well, maybe a longer message. So in regards to beloved body, honoring the body, right? Honoring your vessel. Honoring this vessel that carries your soul spirit through this experience, through the human experience, this lifetime, right? Life is short. Make it powerful, make it meaningful, leave something behind that leaves the earth, Mother Nature, and humanity a little bit better. Even if it's just kindness and kind words. It's not about having to do anything grand. It's a way of being. So first and foremost, for your body, to honor your body, right? Because now, I just want to say this, it is to the point of humanity right now in our consciousness evolution where this statement is literal. And that statement is, change the self, change the world. It is truly a time to honor the self. And all of those who are honoring the self, choosing higher for themselves, allowing yourself to nourish your being, be kinder to your soul, choose better choices, and align with elements that actually serve your mind, body, soul, spirit. That is vital in this time, because then you emanate that energy. You become a healer just by living, just by being in the world. You don't need to do anything other than be you. Step into that authenticity and invest in understanding who you are, because that is the most vital element to life. And it's the only element that will set you free, is authenticity. When you know yourself, no one, no thing can hold power over you, because their opinions will no longer matter. Only your opinion matters. Not to say that others don't matter, but you'll be discerning in what you want to take and what you don't want to take, but you will not guide or lead your life based on the opinions of others. I just want to clarify that. So first and foremost, you got Swan Spirit. Time for a deep dive. Exactly. Go within. Pay attention, right? You may need to observe the mind. You may need to observe, how do you speak to yourself and why, right? What is really going on in your mind? Are you overthinking? Are you stuck in your emotions? Are you stuck in the mental spinning wheel of letting go of what was while trying to also step into the new, which is just causing absolute kerfuffle? Because swans are quite strong and powerful. They're beautiful. They're like Venus energy, regal and stunning. But you do not want to get too close to a swan. Their bites hurt, right? And they're also very smart. And like a duck, the swan can swim on the water looking calm and regal and beautiful and magical, but underneath the feet are moving, and we don't see that part. We don't see the pitter-patter of the movement below the surface. So taking a deep dive into the mind, taking a deep dive into your inner being. What is moving within you that nobody else sees on the surface? Where can you honor it, embrace it, study it, and utilize it as your gift for the forward movement of what you're being called to do? And that is most likely an entrepreneurship, something for the betterment of humanity. Because if you're watching this message, then you're a part of the consciousness forward movement. Because even if you found this, like, it's even more rare because I'm truly not even known on YouTube really all that much. So another confirmation, if you're resonating with any of this so far, and you've been through a lot of internal upheaval, and especially now where you feel this craziness and this chaos within you, around you, then perfect. If you feel like you have no idea what you're doing or why you're doing it or where you are because you're in the in-between of being lost, perfect. Good signs. As annoying as that is, it's a good sign. It means that you are transforming. You are in the chrysalis. You are about to emerge as the butterfly to show your true self to the earth and to yourself. And you are rising. And a lot of abundance and success will come of this. So keep holding your true north. Keep doing the work. Do not give up. Certainly do not give up. You also have squirrel spirit. Believe in yourself. Exactly. Perfect timing. Believe in yourself. You know, you've gathered the knowledge. You have the nuts. Share them. Share the knowledge that you hold. Share the fruits of your labor. Share your dreams. Face those fears and allow yourself to shine. Don't be afraid to shine. Believe in yourself. This life is for you, and your magic is needed in the world. Your authenticity is needed in the world. The work that you believe in, whether it is for others or whether it's for the earth or whether it's just for you. If you believe in it, it is correct. If you believe in it, it holds value. If it comes from your heart, your soul, your spirit, it is destined. It's so special. Spider spirit, make your dreams real. Wow. Exactly. I feel like every time I say something, the oracle shows up exactly that. So what are you weaving? The spirit of the spiders have been coming up, especially since the lunar eclipse that happened the beginning of the beginning of September. So this is interesting that I almost said January. You may have been working on all of this since January or for the last few years, ultimately. So Spider Spirit is saying you have been weaving, you have been doing the inner work, you've been doing it behind the scenes when nobody saw. Nobody saw all the tears, nobody saw all the crumblings, nobody saw all the pain. Nobody saw all the triumphs, all the kindness that you spread when no one else realized. All of the goodness that you've done when nobody saw it in the subtleties. So this is where Spider Spirit is saying, allow your dreams to come to fruition. You have been weaving this beautiful web. The spiders have been showing up. Like, I know some people are saying, I'm seeing way more spiders than normal. It's actually the spiritual world telling you exactly that. There's a very special weaving. And actually the ancient wisdom about spiders is quite fascinating in itself. So dive deeper into that if you would like. But especially if you're seeing spiders or anything like that around the house, a little bit unusual or more often than normal, it is a reminder from Spirit that you're on the right track. You need to allow yourself to continue that weaving. Spiders are very magical. Snake Spirit, time to heal. Exactly. So you have been healing a lot. You have been shedding the old skin. You've been doing the inner work. You've been trying to listen to the calls. You've been facing all the challenges and all the crumblings around you. Mistakes maybe you made, mistakes maybe others made. Just a lot of crumbling because it's necessary. And unfortunately, when we go through rebirth, we go through a massive transformation. Sometimes it means that you just truly fall. Everything around you crumbles. And that is not easy. That is very, very hard and painful. And especially if it happens in more areas than one. Like if you're dealing with job and relationship loss, or moving the country and having to find new work, or whatever it is. You know, if you're dealing with multiple transformative changes in your outer world and your inner world, then it's really a confirmation that you have done the work this year. This is the year of the snake, the Ouroboros, shedding the old skin. But it's also reminding you this 55 angel number, right? This is very about spiritual awakening, the 55. It's really stepping into more destiny, stepping into the true essence of whom you are, which is not easy and scary. And many people will deny it their whole lifetimes, because to obtain the courage and the willingness to do this, you have to be ready to truly allow everything you've ever known to fall away. Ultimately, most of the time, unless some are on the same page with you, then they come with you, but rarely the case. Typically, any transformative period is painful, right? It's painful for the snake to shed their skin. It's painful for the butterfly to emerge out of the chrysalis. Any transformation, just like the birthing process, painful but beautiful and miraculous. So it's time to heal, because you've probably done a lot of inner work, and your body, your being is probably exhausted, and Spirit is saying, we need you to rest. We need you to allow yourself to take a breath, to take a beat. You've been navigating such tumultuous waters, probably multiple moving parts all at the same time, and it's too much. And your nervous system, your mind, your emotions, your body cannot take all of that all at once. And it needs time to regenerate, right? Even after, like, the snake shed its skin, and then it needs a minute, right? Regenerate, okay, and now I move forward. So that is ultimately where you are, which is a good thing. That means you're very close to stepping into the true you and really forging forth with a lot of success, quite frankly, because when you allow all this shedding to happen, you need that in-between pause so you can retain the energy, you can retain the focus, you can retain that momentum, because most likely it's going to be, you're going to need your strength, you're going to need your intellect, you're going to need your wisdom, your heart, your courage, all online to continue on this forward path, because you're a part of the wave of the new consciousness. You're a part of the consciousness evolution for humanity, regardless of the form of work you're doing it in. So no small feat, and I commend you. So the other one that you got, which was forgiveness. So the other center to your spread of the 3 oracles was, no one could ever forget how well she listened in just the right way of the heart. Exactly. So forgiveness, true forgiveness, can only stream through the heart forces anyways, right? And humanity's coming into the heart forces now more than ever. And this has been prophesized. We are truly in this time now of heart thinking, heart feeling, heart willing, and going into that higher consciousness frequency of leading life through the heart, both for yourself and your inner world, as well as for humanity, the earth, and the outer world. So it's shifting a lot. It's also crumbling a lot of old paradigms and structures, and we're seeing this churning in humanity and the earth and the world, because we are in this rebirthing phase. So if you are rebirthing with it, you're most likely going through a tumultuous year, a crumbling year, separations, and just changes in all forms, deep, 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 deep shedding, and not easy, not easy. So we'll get some clarity from the tarot on this in regards to that. Thank you, Spirit, for what is being shown. Thank you. Yeah. Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and because of that willingness, so this is inner forgiveness, right? This is forgiving the self. You may need to, you know, forgive the self a little bit in any element where you kept yourself small, perhaps for a really long time, or you really just wanted to fit in, to be loved and to be liked, especially if you're an empath or a highly sensitive soul. Then you may have had behaviors in the past that you just wanted to be loved. Truly, you just wanted to be accepted. You wanted to be happy. You wanted the people around you happy. It was as simple as that. And so now you're forgiving your heart. You're forgiving the elements of what was, and you're forgiving the self for honestly not putting yourself first, not taking your own well-being into account, not sticking up for yourself, not voicing when you were hurt, or not voicing when you disagreed with something, or you didn't think something was okay or morally right or appropriate behavior. So this is where this internal healing and forgiveness of the heart-centered element has begun to heal and shift in you. And quite frankly, you're coming into much more wholeness of the self, internal love. With all the blue on this card too, it's very communicative. So very much finding your voice, right? Finding your true voice. And we all know the throat chakra is connected to the heart chakra, right? When it's in balance, it speaks from the heart. You're now speaking from the heart, speaking your truth from the heart, but you're also utilizing that in your mind as well, with your inner talk and your inner learning and your inner study, as well as how you guide others or teach others, or however you pour that out into your work. Because this is where it's leading you. So amazing cards here came out with the tarot. 3 of Wands, first and foremost. You're setting off to a new journey, a new adventure that truly aligns with your heart, that truly is what you want. You're now choosing what you want rather than what everyone else wants for you. And as empaths, because we can feel what other people want, sometimes you can even unconsciously choose and surrender yourself and your own well-being to please others or appease others or keep the peace, or especially if you don't like conflict, then that can be an element in itself. But with all of this throat chakra, all of this communicative blue, this is where it's saying now you hold your voice. Now you're able to speak your truth, and therefore you're able to journey off for you now. Your truest resonance. All that fire. Brand new horizons. Brand new liberation. Here as well, the Knight of Wands beating to their own drum. You know, a wild horse. You are free and wild and powerful. And you know that your life was meant for so much more, so much greater, and to connect with other souls who also hold those higher views. Other souls who also hold their own aspirations, imaginations, dreams, and meanings, true meanings through life. Not retaining in the old conditioning, but rather in freedom and liberation of the new earth. You are part of the new earth, and more souls will connect with you because of that. True souls, ones that were always meant for you, not ones that you were trying to be a part of because you just wanted to be loved. That's where it all went wrong, because you were actually denying the self. So now that that is understood, and this internal self-love has returned, this inner understanding of mistakes you've done or have been done to you, there is a complete liberation. Because after that, oh my gosh. It's awesome. You've got 2 of Cups. Divine union, divine partnership, divine aligned soul tribe. That means alignment in your career, alignment because you're stepping into your destiny. So of course it's going to be an alignment because it's your true essence from your soul and your spirit. It's unbreakable. No one, no thing can change it. And it cannot be taken from you. It's divine, it's destined. And it will flourish. It's abundant. This is true abundance. 9 of Pentacles. So you've got the wisdom of the owl spirit, right? And you're reaching with that purity of heart, dressed in white. reaching for your pentacles. Your dreams are becoming reality. Success, major success, and wealth in all ways. And success and wealth and abundance can show up more than just monetarily. So yes, you will have the financials. You will have that foundation of strength and safety and security, because you are now obtaining and building that for yourself without anyone's help, without anyone else. Because you're learning that to truly understand, you have to do it yourself. You have to retain that yourself so that you don't need anyone else. Because right now you're birthing that strength within so that you can discern, whom would I like in my life? It's not because I need them. It's because they align with me, or I connect with them, or they are someone I would like to collaborate with or help, or be around because they are of like mind. They are a match. They are a fit, right? 9 of Cups, treasure chest, true abundance. So clearly a lot of wealth coming in. You may see that you're in a glow up, honestly. Your body, your health will be changing. Your mind, you're getting more rest, right? So with this snake spirit that came in earlier from the animal oracle, with your body, your beloved body, it was really saying time to heal, right? Because this is all about to come in. This is great abundance, wealth, prosperity, and fast forward movement. So this means an overpouring of opportunities and aligned partnership, aligned career opportunities, aligned new locations, places to go. It's all just going to fall into place, which is why you need the regeneration of the rest, because you're going to need your energy, because there's a lot pouring in for your highest good. So your energy is vital. This is wonderful. I'm really, really happy for you. Okay, Animal Spirit Oracle for this section. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Oh, wow. So you may have been seeing, so I'm seeing 2-2 and 5-5. So angel numbers of 2-2 and 5-5. If you've been seeing those, that's just another confirmation for you. Oh my gosh. Wow. So first you have the Nightingale Spirit. Love is all around. Exactly. So Spirit may be doing really sweet and subtle ways to just remind you of how much you're loved, how much you're appreciated. So you may be getting just random comments or even just subtleties around you, people just saying how much they appreciate you. Family may be saying that you are loved. Others just really recognizing how much you have been a positive impact in their lives, and also celebrating your successes. And so a shift in the energy where, you're feeling loved now again, genuinely, by the right people, and through the darkest of times, right? And that is immense, because that really shows you who your people are, right? When you really are going through the hardest times, pay attention to whom is actually there for you, who actually shows up. Those are your people. And because they will also be there when you succeed and when you rise. So it's about really remembering how much you're loved and really honoring that and holding gratitude around that. And Spirit is really showing you that. And you're receiving a lot of gifts in that. You may even be receiving love from animals, or your furry friends. So it's pay attention to all the love that is being shown to you and showing you how much you are loved. You may be receiving like little gifts or compliments. It can come in all forms. Rabbit Spirit. Now is a lucky time. Exactly. Luck is on your side. This is a very fortunate time. It's the perfect time to be really, truly doing the inner work and really, truly forging forth to your destiny, your dreams, your aspirations, your belief in self, and really forging forth with that courage to say, of course I'm good enough. I can do it. Of course I can. You just need to show up as you. As long as you're you, you will always succeed. Always. Porcupine Spirit. Time for a beginner's mind. Exactly. This is what Spirit's saying. Rest, rest, rest. Because you are stepping into the true you. You are stepping into the true destiny that you've committed to. Why you incarnated. And you cannot take everyone with you. And there's going to be a lot of people or places or spaces or work that you have to let go of because it is not where you're going. And that's okay. It's time to really embrace that, right? The porcupine is very sweet and lovely, but protected, right? The beginner's mind, you may feel that there's like fear. What if I mess up? What if I screw up? What if I don't know enough? Well, it's about being curious and playful and open. That's where the magic happens. It's actually within the imperfections. So if you're healing as a perfectionist, try to just let go of whatever perfection you think that needs to be there, because the imperfections are really what brings the beauty. It is about the authenticity and the genuinity and the purity of heart that will carry forth. So just be you and it will be perfect. And you've also got dragonfly spirit. Truth transcends illusion. Exactly. So you're coming into your inner truth. You're no longer deluded by the ways that you felt small or insecure or uncomfortable or diminished or dismissed or unseen. You are allowing your brilliance, your wisdom to shine through. There's even a crown above this dragonfly, and it's an angelic 22. So this is massive transformation, and this is massive prosperity and a crowning from the spiritual realm. Very big deal. This is like an emerging, a reblooming, a rebirth. You have rebirthed. Yeah, wow. A flare for coming back is your final oracle, and that is also over and over again forgiveness, portal to grace, right? It's about coming back to the child wonderment, right? It's about finding your beauty even in the resting, finding the magic even within the calm, reconnecting to Mother Nature, reconnecting to that inner element of you, because you may have been, especially if you're going through an ego death and you're really transforming a lot and really having to move through a lot, then this is where sometimes we can get stuck in a wheel, right? Or the fears can creep up. The subtle tests will kind of come up to say, are you actually ready for this? Are you actually committed to this? Are you actually paying attention? Are you listening? Or are you not? So in this forgiveness card, it may have been a little bit of a back and forth, right? However, you have committed, because in the way that this reading is going, you have committed, but it's just been immensely painful to let go of whatever you needed to let go of. So clearly the elements that you're having to say goodbye to meant a lot to you. There was probably a lot of love connected there. And so this is a deep pain of grief. And it's where Spirit's also just kind of reminding you, be really gentle, kind, nurturing, and graceful with yourself as you heal and grow. And be kind to yourself if it's been quite challenging. And if you haven't been the perfect person through it, that's okay. There's no judgment. You're human. And every human being makes mistakes. So that is normal. And so this is where now I think you're finally in a place where you hold this clarity of, it is what it is. I can't change anything outside of me. I can only take care of myself. And ultimately, you can never force or expect anyone to love you. Those who are for you will naturally and easily love you for you. They will not, you won't have to feel like you have something to prove, or you need to beg for love, or to be seen, or to be accepted or appreciated or acknowledged. That is an unaligned element, right? So that's how you also can sharpen your radar to discern what is really meant for me and what is really not, right? So any clarity on that one, Spirit? Thank you. Any advice? Thank you. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, so certainly a healing year. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. The cards that came out in this, so powerful. This is like the longest reading, but I'm so happy because I'm so proud, because clearly there's quite a lot here. Clearly you've had quite the year. Clearly you've let go of a lot, and you're also obtaining a lot of strength and courage to obtain the new, because you got the courage card, strength card. So it's being strong and powerful even through your softness, right? Without having to be like raw and I'm strong and brr. It's about an inner calm grace. It's like a wise strength. I know who I am. I know where I'm going. I pay no mind to those who do not understand. That's okay. Not everyone has the same path. Not everyone is in the same consciousness. All is well. However, it's this strength and this resilience and this newfound power within you, but it's soft and peaceful. And others may not realize just how strong you really are. What you've let go of is a lot of the Two of Swords, yeah. Battling in the mental mind, right? This internal confusion because you're unlearning all the conditioning that life threw at you, right? All those elements that taught you or made you think that you weren't good enough, or thought you weren't worthy, or diminished your inner self-worth or power. Anything that made you feel small or stuck or insignificant, or like where your dreams were kind of laughed at, or even where you just battled in your mind of whom you were because you got so wrapped up into whom you were not. So that has been overcome. That is also overcome because, yeah, this is just amazing. Hermit energy. So you've really gone within. You've really done the introspection, and you continuously do, right? You hold this power and this grace and this calm when you're alone. You're actually very peaceful on your own, and you enjoy your own company. And this is really where you connect to soul and spirit. This is where you obtain your new insights and your healing and clarity, right? Clarity of your journey, your path, and whom you really are. That's why you really need that inward healing, right? And crystals, clearly, mineral, the earth. Go outside for healing there. And this is highly regarded and rewarded because you have done the inner work, and you continuously do the inner work. That is admirable. Now Spirit's saying you have done the inner work, but now it's time to really emerge and share what you know. Now it's time to step forth. So please rest, because you have destiny, and your other card for the final section here is death and rebirth. So with the Hermit and then the death and rebirth, it's like you've gone within, you've done the introspective work. Now it's about this rebirthing, number 13, right? It's like a resurrection. It's like dying to the old 3D paradigm, the old consciousness, and emerging with the new consciousness, the new earth, guiding others, becoming the leader that you were meant to be, stepping into your destiny, stepping into your authenticity, and being a guiding light for others. You know, even if it's just that you've done the work for you. You know, you don't have to step into any major role. But if you're willing to step into your authenticity and hold the strength of whom you are and just follow your joy and do what you love and do what you naturally believe in and you're naturally gifted in, that is where you become the greatest healer for others, because you then emanate a natural frequency. Just by walking down the street, you are helping, because you're emanating something that others are like, oh, and it shifts, right? It's just like walking into a joyful room of celebration. It uplifts your energy. Walking into a negative room where there's tumultuous arguments or fights or something just broke out or there's awkwardness, you feel that. That's not nice. It's not comfortable. So you're stepping into the joy, you're stepping into the truth, you're stepping into the authenticity. Very phenomenal energy, because that's what you're embodying, and therefore it's felt. It resonates out, right? We are energy beings. So 6 of Cups, childlike fun, play and wonder. You're doing the inner child work. You have been doing the inner child work. You're re-embracing the imagination, the creativity, your dreams, your manifestations are coming into fruition, your playfulness. You're feeling safe to express, to dance, to sing, to share your talents, your gifts, your dreams. It's like the true essence of you before it was tarnished or conditioned or, you know, hardened by the world. That is re-emerging, and what a gift, because that brings you to the star. The other card that came out. And that is really reaching for your dreams, right? That is really being the star. You were always meant to shine bright. You were always meant to bring the essence of your soul spirit from the heavens, from the higher consciousness, into the 3D realm, into the physical realm, to share out for others, to help others find the guiding way, to be a guiding light for others, to become the leader you were always meant to be the star you were always meant to be, regardless of form. It's about sharing your magic, sharing the wisdom of your soul spirit, sharing the wisdom through lifetimes, sharing the wisdom of all that you are, all that you already know. Wow. Amazing reading. Okay, final animal oracle for this last year. Oh, wow. That's a lot. You keep getting a lot. So clearly this is a special time. Oh my gosh, so final advice. Gosh, okay. First and foremost, we just finished off with you are now emerging into the star. You're emerging into your highest timeline. You are the star. Your destiny is bright. And you got starfish spirit. Open to infinite possibility. Another star. Exactly. You understand, and you have stepped out of the matrix, basically. You've stepped out of the conditioning. You hold a higher view. You understand manifestation. You understand alchemy. You understand spirituality. You understand whom we really are. Soul, spirit in human form. Stag spirit, take the lead. Exactly. You're meant to be a leader. You are a guiding light. You are a force. And there's many souls waiting for you, because there's many souls that need your help, your guidance, for they too will be going through a journey like this in the future. And you will be there to guide them, to show them the way, to teach them. Amazing. Armadillo spirit. Set healthy boundaries. Okay, this is a good one. Exactly. So you're really with understanding your own autonomy, right? And how to also really protect your energy and really protect all that you are. Because when you shine bright, you attract. So healthy boundaries is necessary. Protect your peace, protect your sovereignty. Decide and discern whom is good for you, whom is not, who is draining your energy or uplifting it. If you feel drained and exhausted around certain people, nothing wrong there, unaligned, right? So boundaries. But if you feel uplifted, inspired, it feels like a match, it feels energetic, it feels good in your heart, you feel calm in your nervous system, you feel at peace in whom you are, that is aligned. So boundaries are necessary. Oh, whale spirit, trust the great mystery. That's so special. The whales are doing so much within their frequency for Mother Earth right now and healing the planet and humanity and the oceans. And trust the great rhythm really means flow with life, right? Trust in where you're being led, because right now you are on a spiritual path, which requires trust and faith. It requires moving with the flow of tides of change, paying attention to where things are becoming tumultuous or uncomfortable. Okay? So if you're feeling that resistance, or you're feeling that, or seeing or experiencing that things are getting really bad, let it go. Unaligned. There's a learning, there's a lesson there. So paying attention to those tides of change. And then where there's ease, where you feel calm, where you feel balanced, where you feel whole, where you feel like yourself, connect more into that. Continue on that way. Trust in it. Trust the signs. Pay attention to your body, your beloved body. And lastly, buffalo spirit. The abundant universe will provide. Exactly. So you're coming into great abundance, great grounding, great strength. The buffalo is very strong and beautiful, powerful animal. And a 10 there as well. Interesting. What an amazing reading. This has gone much longer than I expected. And I thank you so much for being here. Your cards are incredible. And yeah, I guess I would like to show them to you a little bit here. But this is your spread. So just amazing, amazing spread today. Sending you much love and light, happiness and health. And we'll talk to you again soon. Cheers.